She's still got her heart, but now she's lost in the woods. What she needs is some motivation. Let's give this place some teeth. Make it nasty. Too tidy.
Hello everyone, welcome back to American Mcgee's Grimm. This is the second part of the Tale of Snow White. I am your mad host, as always. And, well, the huntsman got away with murder, killing a boar instead and taking its heart to the queen. Figuring that in his own moral decisions that the queen will be, satisfied in her lust for blood, and that perhaps Snow White will be out of his hands and that will be killed off in the woods.
Rotten.
I mean, he could be able to live with that because, in many respects, if Snow White still dies, he can't really afford it. And even then, he didn't kill her, so he gets to live off with a clean conscience if nature itself does something about it.
Stop it!
Not like it's anything he can avoid. So why not
Stomping, butt kicking good! Stop it!
After all, in the end, the woods are quite an unsafe place. Full of all sorts of manner of beasts and creatures that, well, for lack of a better word, could want a person dead. So in many respects, it seemed only natural at that point. Have the forest to deal with her.
Don't delay, but stomp away!
About having to deal with her.
Let's put an end to this thing!
But that is not all. We still have several wolves to convert. After all, if anything is to be known about wolves, they're predators. Not just any predators, but they are pack hunters. Always staying close.
Disgusting. Now.
So whenever you see one, you can be sure to know that more are on their way.
What's this then? Strangely familiar. Tidier, smells different, but a certain deja vu-ness, no doubt. Anyway, let's see what she's up to in there.
Grimm seems to be a bit confused there. Perhaps somewhere he knows. I mean, surely he can't be. Grimm's been with us the whole time. But yet he seems confused. I'm sure it's nothing. Grimm kinda knows these things at one point or another. But as we mentioned before, the woods are a very
Cruel,
place.
cool water.
And Snow White learns that lesson better than anyone else. In hospitality.
Liquids have drowned my sorrows, but this is ridiculous.
And I would be lying to say that this part gets a bit tricky, for sure.
Hardly cryptic.
For indeed, again, as natural as you would expect, this place tests your platforming skill and your sense of timing. Alright. Doing well with that so far. until fate decides to cruelly murder me on the spot. Alright, good. I believe we should be out of the way of Yetis, other assorted foul beasties.
A watery grave, the worst kind.
Assuming, of course, I don't just outright get myself murdered. And it's a common occurrence, and I try to avoid doing that unpleasantness as possible. But sometimes it just can't be avoided. But yes, we stumble upon a... Where was that deer just crawling off to? That was very impressive, actually. Where are you going, sir? Tell me, oh magical deer, where do you travel? In your near bisected self. Oh dear, don't fall, Grimm. You're gonna fall regardless, even if I tell you not to. Of course you will. But in all of this panicked fright and panicked wonder, Snow White stumbles upon a house. A simple house. One that she cannot recognize, but the door opens, she sees it as a virtual invitation and walks in.
Owls! Putrid. Dwarves who hate messes. And after I worked so very hard, too. These fellas aren't right. In more ways than one. Beautiful woman around and all they want is a housemaid? Oh, well. At least Snow White will learn what it is to work up her sweat. Don't break a nail, dearie.
So that unintentionally happened because I forgot that the door itself was a actual literal door and not a trigger. So I unintentionally ended the scene way so prematurely. And again, that was not planned. I horribly apologize for that unprofessional move. But without further ado, let us move on, sadly. There's so much that needs to be done.
Happy little miners whistling while they work? I don't think so. It's my duty to dwarfdom to show my cousins the light, or the dark, as it were. Make it nasty. Make a mess.
And, well, as you see now, we have dwarves to deal with, and as Grimm himself revealed, he himself is actually a dwarf, and which will make these humble idiots his cousins.
Cruel, cool water.
And he feels it is his obligation to, well,
Grimm's rotten.
show these dwarves how exactly it's done, instead of just being surrounded by a bunch of cheerful, happy individuals who just whistle and mine all day without any problems in the world going on. Yay! I agree with Grimm. This is a dull trident. Dwarves aren't this cheerful. Well, not typically, at least.
Don't delay.
Your song doesn't even make sense, you idiot. At least we can see more of the family resemblance now. But we have a fair few dwarves.
Disgusting.
A good handful, I would say. And almost would argue we'd have maybe 7 or so, I would suppose. Kind of arbitrarily pulling that number out of my ass, admittedly. So, I could be wrong. It's very possible. Sounds like they're singing about measles, which, I'll be quite frank, No, they're talking about weasels, which I think that makes even less sense. Like, why weasels of all places? Your song makes no sense, you dumb idiot, you stupid idiots. Like, unfortunately, I can't say I'm a expert on dwarven mining songs, but let's just get this over with. It's just getting silly.
Make it repulsive.
So, I just now remembered exactly what we're doing and why that speed up power up is actually there. And oh my, we're in for, you guys are in for a treat for, this is where it's going to get all kinds of silly right now. Don't believe me? Well, see for yourself.
Super speed!
Welcome to Running with Grimm!
Rompin', stompin', butt kicking good. Wicked water.
It's quite... You would say, why not skip it, but you don't understand when I say... Trust me when I say, you kind of need it!
Water!
Because it's... You kind of need the fast build-up and momentum to keep moving. Okay. So I just gotta... Not...
Dirty, nasty, foul.
The only problem with being able to move that fast as well. One mess up and you kind of go sailing off the edge of reason. Oh dear me. There is a secret, by the way.
Looking for something? No. Water. We should romping, stomping, butt kicking good.
Thankfully, at least we've gotten to the point where we need to go, so let's start converting more dwarves while we are here. Thank God.
Romping, stomping, butt kicking good.
But yeah, it gets pretty silly.
Romping, stomp.
And even more of the dwarves show up. 2 more specifically to come join in this cavalcade of madness.
Make it putrid. Don't delay, but stomp away!
But we still have one more to deal with. So, you know, we'll be done with this soon. And in the meantime, another scene.
Super speed!
It gets pretty fast at times, oh Lord!
Great waste by water! But stomp it!
But I will work on now to finish the rest of this track. The fact I didn't die is impressive. Somehow I didn't die from that. Oh dear God. Yeah, well, we gotta run now. Like, no joke, we have to legit run now. Because of a giant boulder that wants to murder my face. I kinda don't want that to happen. Also, this does remind me of something of a film, like Indiana Jones. No, that still makes no sense. I'm sorry, brothers. Your song makes no sense still. But hopefully the next scene will make more sense, so let us move on without further delay.
As she returns to the house, Snowflake, barely revived from her tumble, meets an old crone who... Ah, for the love of... It's the vengeful queen, you idiot! Pity her mum didn't wish for a daughter with some perspicacity. But that apple doesn't look as life-threatening as I'd hoped. Let's make it lethal. Make it repulsive. Charge!
So, yes. Snow White basically just has a run-in with the Queen, who is disguised as a very elderly old crone. All in her sake of wanting to get Snow White dead. Because, unfortunately, well, as you would imagine, it did not take her long to figure out the heart she was given was not Snow White's. In fact, she's rather steamed, for lack of a better word, to find out that, well, she was kind of blatantly lied to. Right when I thought I could get a simple segue, a log shows up and just kind of flat out says no. Because why not? I missed my own jump while in my own mid-rants. But yes, the Queen decides to settle things into her own, put things into her own hands.
Ah, cruel, cool water.
Because really, if anything, it makes sense. Because at this point, she had her chance. She left it to chance, and, well, it went about as well as she'd thought, which really is not freaking well at all. So, when push comes to shove, in situations as dire as such, you have to make sure you have to dirty your own hands at times, and well, this is sadly one of those occasions. I mean, she tried being reasonable, but sadly, as it's ever meant, shown and told, good help is extremely hard to come by, actually. Quite frankly, sometimes you have to literally make sure if it's done, because unfortunately, if you want something really done right, yeah, do it yourself.
Now
because
disgusting.
No matter what, all the good work, good help in the world, and you will still be left with absolutely nothing. And why is that? Because people are still idiots in the end. No matter how hard you try, how hard you work to make your evil schemes and plans, there will always, always, always be something to get in the way. And unfortunately, my case in this scenario for me, it's cleaners. Cleaning my messes up. Getting in the way, getting the goal I need to do, which is absolutely everything. Vital role that needs to be done. You stupid rabbity idiots. So, we'll fix this up quite promptly. Be Deus Ex Machina'd by the wind. Because that is a thing. Well, Well, what were you thinking? Because, well, it's quite, well, shit. Just kind of happened. That kind of just happens around here, really. You kind of get used to that. Because if anything, it helps move the story along, honestly. Makes it easier for us to reacquire the means of Snow White's premature demise.
But stop it!
Poison has happened. Quite a lovely little thing, really.
Out loud! Ah! It's not poisonous. Look, you eat the red cheek, and I'll eat the white. Make it rancid.
And it would appear that Grimm's most hated and evil enemy, the pear, has appeared again. Who would have ever saw it coming?
A watering
Certainly
grave,
not me,
the
actually.
worst
No, I saw it
kind.
completely coming, but still, it's kind of humorous. The one-off comment he makes about him hating pears, and it becomes the literal plot device to install Snow White's murder.
Clandestine as a cockroach.
To
on
me, at
toast.
least, it's kind of humorous. And, well,
Undone by water! Ignominious defeat!
am I back where I need to be? Yes, I am. Perfect.
Laid waste by water!
Only to walk off the freaking edge again, God. I'm just the smartest freaking idiot in the
Don't be
world.
good!
So how about we make sure we get rid of everything else in this
Stop it!
horrid wood before we let the Queen's most vile pair
Stop it!
deal with all the rest. In fact, let's do so. And without further delay,
Stop it good! You again? You infuriating prickly pear! Always stealing my thunder! Oh, and Snow White's dead now. Boo-hoo!
I will say I do love the fact that he gets so mad of a pair upstaging him. It's a lovely thing, but without further ado, let us move onwards to the next scene.
Tragic. Utterly tragic. Just look at those weepy bastards. More gnome than dwarf, I tell you. And a glass coffin. I mean, really. In a couple of weeks, that's not going to be a pretty sight. And the smell. Let's celebrate her passing. Make it putrid. Rights of right. It must die.
And so Snow White has finally died, and well, the funeral. The dwarves dismayed that they lost their housemaid, feel obligated to do
Grimm's
something about
nasty.
it,
Now.
and they buried her. Well, not fully buried her, but they more or less put her in a casket for all to see. Mostly because
For the flames.
Mostly because they just cannot bring themselves to put someone that beautiful into the dirt.
Grimm's repulsive. Now.
Let's go talk to those dwarves and show them truly how it's actually done. I mean, I can always just fix the rest of this later. but really, if anything, I need to make this.
Nothing like magma in the morning.
I need to make make those dwarves see
It burns!
exactly what happens. Because as Grimm would say it, he owes them an obligation. And you know what? I think he's right.
Don't delay, but stomp away!
I think it's time we actually do something with those dwarves permanently. I'm getting rather sick and not tired of all this color, all this sweetness.
Chomp and stomp!
Death is not something that should be taken so
Romp and
lightly and
stomp.
so colorful. It's something that is meant to be abhorred.
But now who's rancid?
So, let's do
Romping, stomping,
something, eh?
but looking good!
You will be my queen.
No, I won't accept any pretenders. There can be only one Grimm. There's just one option. Let's be friends!
Oh dear. What's going on? Why does everything look so bloody and horrifying? Oh dear, no. We can't, this can't be. No. I need to fix all this. This can't be. This is Snow White. It's a lovely, wonderful tale. It's meant to be cheerful and happy. There's a happy ending after all. I mean, Snow White just has been revived. She's met the love of her life, her true love. This can't be, no. Who would want such a terrible, morbid thing? I have to fix this. I have to clean this all up. I mean, I've been having to do this all this time, but it feels like I've just been doing this.
Grimm's rancid.
Hello, Mr. Dwarf. You look like such a wonderful man. Back to seeing reason once more. I love this life. Everything is such a wonderful time. Everything is looking back to as it should. Don't worry.
My water! Ignominious defeat!
I mean, sadly, I still need to learn how to swim, but that will be solved eventually. We'll get it all done. Hello again, Mr. Dwarf.
Rancid.
I'll fix you up right as rain again. See, everything is going to go so much better in the world. It's such a happy, wonderful life. It just makes me so happy to be alive. Nothing could go wrong.
A watery grave. The worst kind.
I mean, I don't know why would you say it, but let's continue to spread such wondrous cheer in the world. Soon all this evil, yucky, terrible mess will be gone. I mean, already it's looking much better. So much tidier, so much neater, so much more colorful. It feels good to be alive. I mean, look at this place. It just needs a bit of color, really. And all in all, everything is better and right with the world.
La 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 la! Run, idiots, run!
See? It's all fine. It's all good. It's all fine and dandy. I mean, See? It's gold.